What do you think about in training stipends?
Again, I hate to say it, but it depends. It's dependent on the situation, right? The physician who wants to go back to rural Kansas, where their family is and where they grew up, and they want to serve the community there for 20 years, and they're offering a stipend to sign now, and when you know you're going to sign anyways, I think that's a good idea. But again, I think it's the risk and the reward, right? So again, every story of the physician matters, and that risk and reward for each individual physician may be a little bit different, which means it may not make sense for everybody. But in general, I think that they're a good idea. I think they're smart by the hiring entity to get their physicians locked in. You and I have both seen and talked about the supply demand shortage in physicians, and how many more physicians we need. I just did a negotiation deal this morning for a urologist. The hospital's trying to hire 5 of them. And I told the hospital, like, you're offering a signing bonus that's really not competitive, and you need 5. With all due respect, you're not gonna get any if you don't make this package more in line with what the competition is offering, right?
And how did they respond to that?
Oh, we'll see. We're unsure yet on the ask, but yeah. But again, but all those things matter, and I think because of an employer knowing, look, we need more urologist or more fill in the blank, and we're going to need them over the next 5 years. There's nothing wrong with them signing a 2026 candidate, which we've seen. We've seen 2026 contracts come through already. So a physician who's starting practicing as an attending in 2026, they're already signed.
Yeah.
So, but again, I thought it made sense for that physician. If 100 people gave us 2026 deals this week, I would think something sounds weird, because I don't know if that would make sense for 100 people all at the same time, because it's such a unique story. But I do like the bonuses. And I do think, again, depending on the situation, maybe you've got 3 kids, maybe it's some extra money. Maybe you don't want to rack up credit card debt. Maybe you want to give more to charity, or you want to start your retirement savings earlier, or start paying down your student loan. There's so many things that additional money, typically $1,000 to $2,000, we've seen up to $3,000 or more per month, every single month of extra money. So what a resident and a fellow makes, and you add 2 or 3 grand on top of that every single month. It's a significant change to the way that they can live, especially if they have a family and financial needs.
Yep. Now it is, like you said, it's a risk in play there. So you got to consider the fact that it could blow up on you. Like the employer could become a mess, or your family could move and you're moving there for that reason. And then all of a sudden you're like,
the hospital
stuck.
could sell, and the hospital could sell out, and the new owner's a jerk. And the medical director that you thought you were going to work for leaves, and you don't like the new person. And I mean, so much can happen. I mean, you're a surgeon and you expect it to be 1 in 4 call, and it now becomes 1 in 2 call. There's so much stuff that can happen that's just out of your control.
Yeah. I would generally advocate for flexibility and not, locking in, because there's already, it seems like, especially for physicians in the career track, it's almost like everything leads them to be more locked in. It's like it starts the day that you start medical school. When you get your first student loan check, that's already like a first stage lock-in, because you now have a debt that you got to pay back. It's tied to, you got to make a living to pay that back, and medical school is necessary to get there. So, and then you get into training, and then you get into practice, and you start sign contracts and bonuses, and it's all trying, a lot of times it's kind of locking you down hard. And I think you got to advocate for some flexibility, because life doesn't work out, like you said. And with PSLF, that's another thing, man, that I have a lot of unhappy families that we've worked with that were kind of like doing the thing because of PSLF. And ideally though, you're in a position where you can do things based on what's best for, like you said, your story, and not based on the money. Like the money comes secondary. Not to say like don't be doing dumb things with your money, but like your story first, like live your ideal life, then do all the money stuff, the contract stuff around that. That's the key. And that's, I think, really what I love what you're saying is about your story. It's like, you got to remember to put that front and center about like, what do you want your life to look like? What's most important to you? And then shape all the stuff around it.